Hello everyone. In this part 11 of applications and derivatives, I'll explain you how can we find out the local maxima and local minima using first derivative test. So let's start with this important topic. To understand this thing, we have to first of all see this explanation in which I have given all the points that when we will apply the first derivative test, what we have to do. So step by step I am explaining you, then we will do questions related to this. Look at this thing. First of all, we have to find out f dash x. Now to find the critical points, we have to take the values of x for which either f dash x is 0 or f dash x does not exist. In this part, the critical points except the end points, because in first video of maxima and minima I explained that local maxima and local minima will not create it at the end points. That is why the critical points except the end points are the possible points for local maximum and local minimum. After then, at each point C obtained above, it means जो हमें critical points मिले हैं, उस हर critical points पे we have to check the sign of f dash x for the value of x slightly less than and slightly more than C. And we have to use the following concept to get the result. What is the first point? If f dash x is coming greater than 0 for x slightly less than C, and f dash x less than 0 for x slightly more than C, then we will say f has the local maximum. And this C point is known as the point of local maximum. Second point, if f dash x less than 0 for values of x slightly less than C and f dash x greater than 0 for values of x slightly more than C, then we will say f has local minimum value. And the third point, if f dash x keeps the same sign for the values of x slightly less than C and values of x slightly more than C, then we will say that C is a point of inflection. So these 3 points are very important. Now, how will be used in questions? Let's start with this question in which it is given, find the points of local maxima and local minima if any for the following functions using first derivative test. Also find the values of local maximum and local minimum as the case may be. So in first question, there is a part. We have fx is equals to x minus 3 whole raised to power 4. Now first of all f dash x 4x minus 3 whole raised to power 3. Now we will put f dash x is equals to 0. It implies that 4 into x minus 3 whole raised to power 3 is equals to 0. It means x is equals to 3. Now f dash x is defined for all x belongs to R. Therefore x is equals, therefore the possible points for local maximum and local minimum B. Local minimum B. Local minimum is 3. Now we will make the subinterval minus infinity to 3 and 3 to infinity. Now the test point minus infinity to 3 we can take 0 and 3 to infinity we can take test point 4. Now the test value f dash 0 and f dash 4. Now f dash 0, if we will find out here, it means what will come? F dash 0 means 4 minus 3 whole raised to power 3, 4 into minus 27, it means this become minus 108. So this is minus 108. Now f dash 4, f dash 4 means what we will get? 4 into 1 cube, it means what is this? 4, it means this is 4. Now sign of f dash x, what is this? Which sign we are getting here? Negative, and this is positive. So conclusion, f dash x, what is this? Less than 0, and we have f dash x greater than 0. Now what we are observing, for values of x slightly less than 3, we have f dash x is negative less than 0, or you can say f dash x is negative. And for values of x slightly more than 3, we have f dash x is positive. Now what we are observing, according to this rule, for f dash x less than 0, for values of x, we have, what is this? Slightly less than c. And if f dash x greater than 0, for values of x slightly more than c, here we have c is equals to 3, it is positive. तो मोर देन पे पॉजिटिव आ रहा है और लेस देन पे क्या आ रहा है? नेगेटिव. Therefore by first derivative test, at x is equals to 3, we have local minimum, and we have to find the point of local minimum also. It means f3 is equals to, substitute here, it means 3 minus 3, it means f3 is equals to 3 minus 3 whole raised to power 4, it means this is 0. So the point of local minimum is 3 and the value of this f3 is equals to 0. So this is the way to do the question using first derivative test. Now let's start with this b part. Now in this b part we have fx is equals to this, f dash x is equals to 6x square minus 12x plus 6. It implies that 6 common, x square minus 2x plus 1. It means f dash x is equals to 6 into x minus 1 whole square. Now f dash x is equals to 0. It implies that 6 into x minus 1 whole square is equals to 0. It implies that x is equals to 1 belongs to R. Now f dash x is defined for all x belongs to R, for all x belongs to R. Now what we will do, same thing, first we will make the number line. We have the 1 point only, 1. Now subinterval, what is the subinterval? In subinterval we have minus infinity to 1 and this is 1 to infinity. Now test point, we will take here minus infinity to 1 we can take 0 and 1 to infinity we can take 2. Now test value, we will find out f dash 0 and f dash 2. Now first of all f dash 0, once we will put the 0, this is 6 only. Now we will put f dash 2, 2 minus 1 which is 6 only. Sign of f dash x, we are observing sign of f dash x here positive and this is also positive. Conclusion, we are observing f dash x greater than 0, and this is f dash x greater than 0. Now here the value of f dash x for values of x slightly less than 1. So we can say sine of f dash x for values of x slightly less than 1 is positive, and sine of f dash x for values of x slightly more than 1 is positive. Therefore, by first derivative test, 1 is the point of inflection. 1 is the point of inflection, and in this we don't have any local maximum and local minimum point, because the value of sine of f dash is not changing. It is keeping same sign for values of x slightly less than 1 and the values of x slightly more than 1. So in this way we have to do the other questions also. Don't forget to give the answer of this question in comment box. Thanks and God bless you.